Was the Kirk shooter far left, far right, or something else? The political identity of Tyler Robinson, the 22-year-old accused of assassinating conservative activist Charlie Kirk, remains clouded in contradiction. Utah Governor Spencer Cox told the Wall Street Journal that Robinson was, quote, deeply indoctrinated with leftist ideology, pointing to bullet casings engraved with anti-fascist slogans and lyrics from the Italian resistance anthem Bella Ciao. And the Utah governor was someone I praised on this show just yesterday for his calls for calmness and people settling down. I may have to reevaluate that. But Robinson's family and background paint a different picture. His grandmother told reporters that the entire family is made up of Trump-loving Republicans. And public records show both parents registered in the GOP. He grew up white, he is still white, Mormon, and Christian in a heavily Republican town within a solidly Republican state. His voter registration was unaffiliated and inactive, suggesting little direct engagement with progressive politics, left-wing politics, or right-wing politics. One bullet casing allegedly mocked gay people. Now, that's a message far more consistent with homophobic rhetoric on the far right than with any leftist ideology. Analysts note that extremist subcultures often blend symbols, memes, and slogans across the political spectrum, muddying ideological labels. Whether his influences came from the far left, the far right, or a toxic mix of both, the result was political violence. And leaders from Donald Trump to Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez warn it risks fueling even more chaos ahead. Okay, what's the real message here? People who are quick to say the guy who killed Kirk is a part of the far left are just making up stuff. They're stirring the pot, trying to get people angry, get more hits, and get more applause and likes. They don't know what they're talking about. For that matter, anyone who says they know categorically that this guy was just influenced by far-right ideology, MAGA ideology, and gun-loving ideology, they don't really know what they're talking about either. Let's go a little bit deeper here. So I think it's perfectly fine and legitimate to wonder what inspired someone who seemed normal. I mean, here was a guy who had a 4.0 grade point average in high school, seemed to be what most people would consider a good-looking, normal American kid doing well in school, got accepted to college, and then something went wrong. He dropped out his first semester. Something turned dark. I don't know what it is. And anyone who tells you they know 100% of what flipped this guy, they're trying to sell you something. They are, in my professional opinion, bunco artists at this stage. Now, more data may come out. He may leave a manifesto and say, well, I started reading this guy's philosophy book and this manifesto, and I immersed myself. And we may find he spends all of his time in certain cells on Reddit that twisted his. It's possible, but at this point, nobody knows. And I'm recording this and going live to you right now on Monday, September 15th, 2025. So I think it's a bit much, especially for someone in national leadership, to just say, okay, this guy who killed Kirk was influenced by the radical left. You know, when you just start making up something, when you say, here's something bad that happened, I don't care about the facts. I'm just going to say it's the fault of this group over here I hate. That's not what democracy is about. Democracies can't really flourish in an environment like that. Now, am I saying you should be censored and not allowed to say it? No, I'm not saying that. But you shouldn't be treated as a serious person. And this country used to have a time when, whether it was President Reagan, other presidents of different parties, when there was a national crisis, presidents realized that was a time to calm people down, to reduce tensions, to try to do everything you could to make people less angry, less likely to go out and grab a pitchfork or any other weapon and attacking people who are not like you. Sadly, we don't have that going on in this country right now. So let me be fair, and I am a sensible centrist here. I'm not here grinding a political axe. I'm going to give it to you straight. There were, in fact, some anti-fascist slogans on the bullet casings, allegedly. That's what's being reported. I haven't seen them personally. So yes, that would suggest that there was some kind of left-leaning ideological influence on this young man in his crazed bid and successful bid to assassinate Charlie Kirk. But there were also mentions there that if you can read this, you're gay, which is sort of an it is an anti-gay slur. Folks, the people on the left are not supposed to be anti-gay, so that's inconsistent. And it is interesting to me that people automatically assume, they give the benefit of the doubt to their home team. You can say the left do that occasionally. But here's a guy who grew up steeped in right-wing MAGA culture. He grew up with guns. His father's a police officer. Every member of his family, his extended family, according to his grandma, they're all Republicans who voted for Trump. His community is pretty much lily white and Republican voting. His state is pretty much lily white and Republican voting. It's a state heavily influenced by a particular religion, and I'm not here to mock religions today, but it's the Mormon religion, which they consider themselves Christians. Many Christians don't, but we'll leave that debate for another day. It's run by an organization, a church, that has very, very conservative worldviews. Let's not forget the Mormon church until the 1970s didn't consider black people to be human beings with souls. They changed that, to their credit, I guess. But this is the culture he grew up in, that he was marinating in. This is what he heard his whole life. Guns, good. Republicans, good. Trump is good. And now he committed this atrocity. And again, I'll say what I did the first day when this news broke. I abhor violence. I abhor assassinations wherever they are. My sympathies to the Kirk family. I'm in no way mocking anything that happened. In fact, I don't know anyone across the spectrum who is of any prominence who has in fact mocked this tragedy. So this is what I think we all need to be careful of. It's human nature to look for confirmation bias. Something bad happened. Somebody did something you don't like, and you may be presented with 12 facts that say this person is all kind of like you and grew up in an environment like you. And here's one fact that says, here's some contact this person had with somebody you don't like, a tribe, a team you don't like. It is human nature to glom on to that one fact and say, aha, I knew it. I knew these were bad guys. I knew they ruined this guy. And you're lying to yourself. We've all done it. I've done it. It is human nature. And what I'm asking for, in order to make you more successful, Frank, in your job, in your personal life, beware of this confirmation bias. And I'm going to go on the record. I have no idea whether this killer, this assassin, was influenced by right-wing ideology, left-wing ideology, or any ideology. It may be the ideology of guns are great, violence is great, and I'm a crazy person that thinks life is like a video game. That, to me, is as plausible as anything else that's influencing him. So let's all just take a breath a moment before we automatically assume that somebody who has a different political principle than yours is somehow guilty of indoctrinating someone to commit acts of murder.